Okay, I'm here with an update on January goals, February goals, what I've done this week. Last week was sort of crazy. I had an out-of-town trip planned going down to Erie, Pennsylvania to meet with my daughter and her family. So I had so much I wanted to catch up on. I was a little bit bummed out about not making my January goals. I hadn't fully made a list for February, but the getaway was good for me. I got to watch my little 4.5-month-old granddaughter for quite a while her parents and sisters frolicked at Splash Lagoon. And when she took a 2-hour nap, I got a lot of stuff done. I worked on a few projects and I tried to make a to-do list, but the 85-degree temperature in Splash Lagoon plus the very high humidity meant that my paper got so soggy that as I tried to write with a pencil, it was all tearing apart. So once I got back to the hotel room, my daughter and her husband left at 6 o'clock, but I'm not a fan of driving after dark, so I got a hotel room, stayed overnight, and just being there alone at the hotel with my laptop and my projects, I got so much done. I got February mapped out, I got my inventory updated, I got sales figures updated. It was a really productive evening. Then I came home, got a few more things finished up projects that I started down in Pennsylvania. So I have my February goals all planned out. First, to our carryover from January, to finish the cargo, the Mushroom Fairy for the Amy Book Challenge, and to publish my turtle pattern. Then I have my next project in the Amy Book Challenge, and I just realized I forgot to bring it back with me, the pattern, to show you the picture of the pattern. So I guess it's going to be up on the screen here. I picked out this adorable little dragon called Driana the Dragon, and I will be working on that. Another item that I want to finish during the month of February is my Soxy Doxy pattern. It was originally, someone sent me a picture of a dachshund made from socks, sort of like a sock monkey, only a dachshund, and said, "You think you could crochet this?" Challenge accepted. I made up the pattern. I've sold several of the patterns, and I've probably made 20 or 30 of the dachshund myself for custom orders. And whenever I make one up, put it in my shop, it sells quickly. So I need to restock that. Craft shows are coming up. So another thing that I wanted to have at my table for craft shows are chicken nuggets. This is something that I took with me down to the Splash Lagoon. I was working on this big guy. He was left in the oven too long. He's pretty dark. But I just want to have maybe a dozen or so of these made up. I have some cardstock on order from Amazon. And when that comes, I want to make these cute little holders with cute little sayings on them to put the nuggets into. So I have a goal of making 10 of those, and as you can see, I've already finished 3. It's a great thing for using up little balls of brown yarn. Let's see, next is a crazy critter. Now this one is going to get its own YouTube video. Another YouTube crocheter, Kristen Crochets, mentioned how she just pulled little slips of paper out of a hat for her next project. And she ended up making a scarf, pulling these slips out of the hat. She identified like a blue yarn and this chunky weight, and it sounded like so much fun. So I made up lists, a color list, a critter list, accent color list, and I don't know what I call the last one. The last one was like striped spots or mohawk. So I found a little die in the game closet and shook it out and came up with a critter. So I will do a separate video about that, the creation of that one. We've also got the Easter season, and craft shows coming up. I like to have a lot of butter lambs on hand. So I want to make 4 this month. 1 down, 3 to go. I want to launch my turtle crochet along. I know I've been saying that for like a month now. Really want to do it. And all around my room, I have yarn in the crates that I use for craft shows. So before the end of February, before March 4th, when I have my craft show, I need to get that yarn inventoried into Ravelry and put it in other totes to free up those crates for my craft show. I also did, those are my goals. Let's see how I do. I also got the first version of a pattern that I wanted to try. I wanted to make a snake with an open mouth and a couple little fangs. It's not perfect. It's got some work to go on it. I know this lighting is awful. Maybe I'll get a picture of him in the light box and put it up here. The pink on his mouth tends to bleed off over the corners, so I think I need to keep the pink more centered in the mouth. But for a first try, I think he'll go quickly. Another thing that I finished this week that was a major victory, and I can already cross off one item from my February goals, because I wanted to finish Cargo, the Mushroom Fairy, and she is done. The pattern called for putting little X's all over her hat, but I really like the idea of the big mushroom spots. She's got her pointy little elf ears and her cute little braids. Her cape is a little bit messed up. Cape, fancy little dress. So I need to get some pictures of her and get her in my Etsy shop. But I finished the first Ami book challenge, and I've already started the second one. So I am making good progress, and I'm really looking forward to wiping out my February list too. I'm going to go work on some butter lambs, I think, as I watch some TV and settle in after work. And that's it, folks. I don't have a script. I really should have a script, and something just fell. Like I said, I need to get yarn put away, moving stuff around to set up the camera. I already had 2 skeins of yarn fall out of boxes onto the floor, and now something else is shifting. So I really need to get my yarn better organized. Bye-bye. See you in a few days.